Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you Akim Nakwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, now unfortunately, all right, I gotta have a disclaimer at the beginning of this lesson. Okay, the video, Slakia, that this was based upon, I don't know if I have YouTube up anymore, is now been terminated. All right, so the channel, actually, in case you haven't known, the brother's channel, Elder Yasha Wamba's channel out of GMS Dallas, his channel 2 through and info, all right, has been taken down. All right, and you can go over here, you can look up 2 through and info, and I was wondering why the page wasn't loading. You go down, and you see all these things going back up. All right, and you click it, and it just says something went wrong. All right, but one of them, it'll actually tell you, here it is. It says this video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. Okay, so unfortunately, all right, that, you know, this lesson was based upon that video. All right, but still, I still want to get into it, all right, through it, because it's still a good lesson. All right, and I still have topics to bring up on it. All right, so the title of the lesson is Black Women, all right, so-called black women, right? It's like you. Let's try to get something else. Bear with me just 1 minute, brothers and sisters. Hopefully this will work. All right, just going back. Black women, all right, so-called black women will not be leaders, all right, in the kingdom. Now, the lesson this is based upon, all right, there was this so-called black woman, all right, sitting in front of the camera talking about, you know, how, you know, that women are going to be, you know, in rulership, and, you know, men need to, you know, talking about the passport bros, and how men need to show more, you know, not just respect to women, but, you know, basically worship them. All right, she didn't say you literally worship them, but that's basically what she was talking about. All right, saying, oh, you know, we're going to be, you know, leaders and all sorts of types of things, all right, and in the kingdom, and that we basically that we need to, like, step aside, okay, is what she was saying. And I don't know if I could find the video in some way. I'm going to see if I can type in black women leaders kingdom. We'll see. I'll probably not find it because it's probably some random TikTok video. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I should have downloaded it. That's what I'm going to have to start doing every time I make a video on a lesson. I'm going to have to start downloading it because Esau is getting crazy. Okay? Esau is getting crazy. But, you know, that was the point. All right? The point was she was basically talking about being leaders in the kingdom. All right? It's whatever she has to say. You know, after that, that's besides the point. All right, that's the point that we're touching on. All right, the course of the video would have been better to show you all what she was saying. All right, but she was basically being unruly. All right, trying to, jump one ahead. All right, on the position. All right, on the scale, she wanted to, you know, men are over women. She wanted women to be over men. All right, and that's basically what she was doing. So, hey, at the end of the day, that's all we need to know. All right, again, the title of this lesson is Black Women, all right, so-called. We're just putting black right there, right? Black women will not be leaders in the kingdom. And I know this one's going to piss a lot of people off, but hey, if you listen, all right, there's nothing bad about this, okay? There's a whole bunch of important roles for you that don't consist of, you know, the man's job, all right? There's nothing bad about it, just like there's nothing bad about our position. All right, there's nothing bad about our position. There's nothing bad about your position. That's just how it goes. All right, We have to go work, all right? We have to take care of the family. We have to do all these things. Nothing bad with that position, just like there's nothing bad with your position, all right? That's how it goes. Now, you don't know, when I start wanting your position, you start wanting mine. That's when shit starts getting weird, all right? And you start having men dressing up like women and women dressing up like men. So that's why we need to have, this authority. We need to have this line of command, all right? And every military and animal in the world has a line of command. We've talked about it before. Chickens have the pecking order. Of course, the militaries have a line of command. Who goes first? Who goes last? All right, all those things, and it's been in military for forever. All right, even in the Roman days. All right, when the Edomites, all right, were having their heyday. All right, what did they have? Shield walls up front. All right, and then people in the back. All right, and then archers and all that. So hey, there has to be order. All right, and if you don't like your position, there's not much you can do about it, man. That's it. So 1 Timothy 2:11, we're going to go and grab it. All right, this is 1 Timothy 2:11. All right, it says, women should learn in silence with all humility. This is actually the Slakia. That shouldn't happen again, Lord willing. So this is actually the Good News Translation. Let me get over to the King James Version. Slakia. So this is 1 Timothy 2:11. It reads, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. All right, and sin is what? Transgression of the law. All right, and so she, the law was not really in effect at that point, but she transgressed. All right, what she was transgressing the law that the Most High made. All right, that He said, hey, don't eat from this tree. All right, what did she do? She went over there and was enticed by the serpent, and her mind filled up with indoctrination. She got indoctrinated essentially. All right, so like it says in verse 12, I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And in that video, that's what that woman was doing, essentially, was usurping authority, all right, over men, all right, or trying to say that that's going to happen at some point in time, that's just not factual, all right, that's not factual at all, okay. Now, there are going to be other tasks for women to do, and women might, have say, all right, over, some of the things that, our captives do, all right, I'll go over here and clean this, I need you to do that, I need you to do that, stop doing this, stop doing that. All right, but at the end of the day, all right, she's not going to be a leader, all right? Because when you think of leader, what do you think of? Let's see what the world thinks of the term leader, all right? And you know what Eve's talking about. It's not, she meant leaders. No, you know what she meant, all right? If you've ever dealt with a so-called black woman, you know exactly what she meant, all right? Leader. The person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. So she's not going to be leading the Lord's kingdom. All right, especially with all this that's written within the Lord's book. All right, talking about women, are basically supposed to be, subject under their man. All right, they're not going to be leaders of the kingdom. All right, we're going to be leading the kingdom. That's not how it's going to go, man. You have other important tasks, and that's not diminishing to you. All right, but the fact is, you're not going to be a leader. All right, that's the man's job, is to be the leader. Okay, again, it's not a bad thing. You always take it as a bad thing. When we say, oh, women have their place, you take it as like women's place is a bad thing. All right, but when women are like, oh, men have their place, they need to take care of the family. Men never really complain about that, hardly ever. All right, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be, leading of the family. All right, we're supposed to be, settling disputes. All right, between household members. All right, bringing in the bread. All right, being the bread maker. All right, but you rarely hear guys complaining about that, but it's always women complaining about their position. All right, and you can't have a team. All right, you can't have a team, because that's really what a man and a woman are. All right, in especially in like raising a child, they're a team, because the woman's more nurturing, right? You can't have a team where one of the team members doesn't want them to do their job. All right, that's just how you can't have a full football team. All right, and then the wide receiver just doesn't want to do his job. It's not going to work. You're not going to win the game like that, man. All right, you're not going to have it. All right, I'm not going to receive anything. All right, you better not even throw a ball to me. You can't even. How's that going to work? All right, how you're not going to gain yardage like that. You're not going to get anywhere. Okay. The game's going to be over before it even started, all right? And that's exactly how it is with relationships these days, because the women don't want to do their side, but they want the men to do their side, all right? And some men don't want to do their side, but for the vast majority, there's more women that complain about their position and role than men that complain about their position and role, all right? Because women have been tricked, oh, well, I want this job, I want this job. You won't last, all right, in a man's position. You won't last, all right? That's why, for example, at my job, they got women in leadership, and what happens? The last one quit. All right, and the one before that quit. All right, and this one here is getting ready to quit. Why? Because it's too rough for them. They don't like it. It's too much work. It's stressful for them. All right, they just hired a little, promoted, I should say, a little Amalekite girl. All right, and she thought, she was big and bad. She was a bad bitch, but now she's in the assistant manager position. She's exhausted. All right, it's too much work for her, and she hates it. All right, that doesn't really happen with men. Men stay managers for long periods of time. All right. And sure, you might have women managers that can last in a long time in certain position, like, I don't know, maybe a Sally's Beauty. All right, but when it comes to management and intake and inventory, all right, and doing and how much do we have of this, how much do we have of that, all right, and what's going on with this, what's going on with that, all right, we need to put in this report, all right, that report, all right, you need to do a call. It starts to get on them because that's not their natural order of the way the things are supposed to be. All right, again, leader.
Leader.
That means the person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. All right. The other words would be chief, head, or principal, or boss. All right. So leader. All right. Going back to the word is the head. All right.
Head.
A person in charge of something, a director or a leader. Now, going back, one of the things you can get. Let's get that. All right. So we got 1 Timothy 2:11 through 12. Let's get 1 Corinthians 11:3. Speaking about this very topic. All right. All right, it's lucky for the different music today. I'm just using a YouTube playlist for it. So, not my favorite, all right, because, of course, the ones that I usually play on here are hand-picked, hand-curated, all right, stuff that I've picked. This is just something someone else has thrown together. It's not so great, but it'll make do as background noise. So, 1 Corinthians 11:3, and bear with me just a moment while I grab a drink. All right. If this guy tries to copyright strike me, he's going to have a rude awakening as well, because it says free use all over his stuff. So I'm going to say, you said it was free use, royalty free, right? So you can't take my lesson down. It was royalty free. I don't have to give you royalties for shit. So 1 Corinthians 11:3, and this music's actually starting to get on me. Give me a moment. There we go. We'll go some, let me see. I'll just have to work. A little bit of fusion jazz going on. All right, at least that's what's supposed to be in the playlist. So, anyway, 1 Corinthians 11:3 says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh." All right, and this is the order. All right, this is the order. So Yahweh is over Yahweh Shai is over man is over woman is over child. All right, that's how it goes. It doesn't say woman is over child, but that's the order of things. Okay, that's the order of things. Now, going back, why are we getting that one? All right, we're getting that one because that's the truth, and also because right here when we looked up leader, what did it say?
Leader.
It says head.
Head.
A person in charge of something, a director or leader. The head would be the leader. All right, going back, let's read it again. 1 Corinthians 11:3, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man." So the leader of the woman is the man. All right, it doesn't say the woman is leader of the man. All right, it says the man is the leader of the woman. All right, not the other way around. Man is the leader of the woman. The leader is not the woman is not the leader of the man. All right, you got it. Women are not the leader. All right, it's the man who is. It says, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. Okay, so even Yahushai has a leader, and who is that? His father. All right, Yahweh. So there's an order. All right, when you try to start jumping around in that order, things get messed up. Don't do it. All right, don't do it. All right, we're not the same. That's just right below it says every man praying or prophesying having his head covered dishonoreth his head. All right, so we can't pray with our heads covered, but guess what? You do. It says, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her hair uncovered or her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. Okay, so that shows you we're not exactly even. That's not how things go. We have different roles, different tasks, different things that we do. All right, and we got to do those tasks. All right, you don't like them, too bad. All right, that's it. All right, it's the same thing with men. You don't like teaching, too bad. That's your task. Do it. Okay, that's just how it works, man. All right, that's how it works. And we get on the same minute. I don't want to teach. I don't want to teach. Make lessons, man. Go on YouTube. Make lessons. That's all you got to do. All right, that's what you got to do. Teach the word. As a man, you are commanded to teach the word. All right, it's not that hard. Just do it. All right. So, you know, like Nike, just do it, right? So, you know, and men complain about that, and the same thing, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone will get right on them as well. All right, and say, you know, stop being fucking lazy. Go out and, you know, and start making some lessons, man. All right, you got a camera. All right, you got a phone. All right, you got scriptures. All right, you got things. All right, start a video. Like I said, I'm doing this from my iPad, man. A lot of you people have iPads, and guess what? If you don't, you have a phone, and guess what? If you have an iPhone, it works the same way as this. All right, you drag down. Well, on here, you drag. Let me see. You drag down. There, you see that little red flashing thing? It won't be flashing in the moment, but it'll look the same, but it'll be just white. All right, you click on that, make sure your mic's on. All right, and then guess what? It'll record your screen and it'll record your voice. All right, same thing on your phone. All right, you might have to pull down. If it's older phone, you pull up. All right, you'll find that thing. All right, look up your phone. You got an iPhone 7? Look up iPhone 7, how to screen record. I got an iPhone 8. All right, like me, I have an iPhone 8 Plus. All right, look up how to screen record iPhone 8 Plus. All right, you got an iPhone 11? Look it up. You got an iPhone 12? Look it up. You got an iPhone 13 or 14? Look it up. All right, you can do it. All right, you don't have an iPhone. Oh, okay. Well, do you have a computer? Do you have a laptop? Do you even have a desktop that's sitting somewhere? No? Well, if you don't, then what the hell are you doing, man? So you're saying in this day and age, you don't have a phone, you don't have a tablet, you don't have a laptop or a desktop. How are you functioning? All right, how are you even watching lessons, mind you? How are you watching lessons? Because if you're watching lessons, you have something to make lessons on. All right? I don't care if it can't even show you, if it can't, it does. Well, the camera doesn't work. Don't matter. Guess what? You have scriptures and a voice. All right? As long as there's voice, all right, that's what you need, man. All right? Even if you can't screen record, guess what? At the end of the day, if you just have a voice recording, all right, it's not optimal, but guess what? It's all you really need at the end of the day, right? Is the Bible, all right, and some way to record your voice and get that onto the internet. All right, that's all you need to do. Okay? All right? So there you go. All right, there you go. And you know, you don't have that, guess what? You have a Bible and outside. All right, that you can do. All right? That's what you can do. Okay? Now that you have to be built up for that, all right? I'm still building myself up for that as well. All right, getting learned, all right, to go on the highways and byways. But hey, you know, so it's not really recommended to go out there unlearned. So, you know, but hey, if you're watching these lessons and learning, you have to have a way to make lessons, right? Even the elders will tell you it's recommended to make lessons first before you go out on the highways and byways, all right? You don't want to say the wrong thing and make the ministry look bad, all right? So, yeah. So again, all right, that's the role of man, all right, and taking care of his wife and so on and so forth. But guess what? That's our role, all right. And women, guess what? That's their role, is to be nurturing, all right, to be subject under the man, all right, to take care of the kids, all right, and to be not leaders of the house, but basically help with the house. All right, it's a dynamic. All right, you need a woman and a man in the house. All right, you can't have one or the other. If you had to go with one or the other, you would choose the man. All right, because you see how it is when women raise the children. All right, you would choose the man because they do need a strong a father figure in their life. That's very important. Okay, but ideally you want both. All right, ideally. All right, it's not going to be perfect either way. Okay, unless you have both. Okay, because you need the father, all right, for that stern attitude, all right, and you need the mother, all right, to be nurturing, all right, because, you know, fathers can, you know, we can, no, I'm not a father, but men in general, all right, we can be a little hard, and then women are there basically to soften the blow, all right, so, you know, they're almost like our, you know, I can't think of, you know, an example, all right, but, you know, for example, it's almost like, you know, they had a court jester, all right, and back in the medieval times, all right, and you needed one. They were very important because, you know, they'd give the king bad news, all right, but they do it in a way that wasn't so harsh, all right. You'll have a guy that'll basically tell the court jester, hey, you know, your kingdom's being raided, and you know, the north wall has been completely collapsed, all right, and that's a really fucking bad thing, but the court jester would have to tell him in a light manner, all right, and try to make a joke or make it seem not so bad, all right. And you kind of need that, you know. It's almost like there's a name for it, all right. That's better than court jester, all right. But that's basically the test. It's like a there's a term. I don't think it's like a coupler, all right. But basically, there's plumbing terms and electrical terms I could use if the words would come to mind. But basically, like a you know, like a voltage limiter, all right, for example, all right, and I'm using terms now that are just fucking, they're not the best for an example, but, you know, the people that know anything about electronics will know about it. Limiting the voltage. Here you have all this voltage coming through, you know, and you'll have a voltage limiter, you know, going through a capacitor or however, all right. I'm not the best with electrical, but, you know, it'll store power and it'll you know, make it to where the system doesn't get fucking fried. All right, and capacitors work a little bit different, but, you know, a voltage limiter. So that's what the women will do. All right, they'll you know, calm the man down. All right, when he's completely you know, and you see this in the animal kingdom as well. All right, and that's another good use of the woman is to calm the man down. All right, you see it in the lion family in the kingdom. All right, lion kingdom. All right, because they call it or a pride as they call it. All right, an animal kingdom, I should say. The lions, all right? You'll see a man, all right, a male lion, all right, getting a little too aggressive, all right, with maybe either the young or the, their handler, all right? I've seen a video of this, for example, the handler, all right? And the woman will come over and basically, you know, the lions are different. Women shouldn't be hitting a man or anything like that. But the female lion would come over and, like, you know, like push the man away, all right, from the guy. All right, the handler, all right, or kind of like whack and say, hey, like, what are you doing? Stop it. You're going to get fucked up. That guy's going to fuck you up. Don't do it. All right, now a woman should be doing that, but in the case of like a fight or certain situations, all right, that's, you know, a woman's job is to de-escalate the situation. All right, there's another job for the woman right there, all right? The man's blowing up, say, hey, come on, babe, let's just go. All right, let's go. Just leave it. All right, because a man can get in his head and then, you know, it's just black out. All right, so you have that woman there as a mediator. All right, but now a lot of these days the women just egg them on. Yeah, fuck him up, fucking hit him in the face. All right, and then her husband, all right, ends up getting shot or something. So, you know, and that's like that situation with those people, the guy shoveling the snow, and then she kept on calling him all these names, and, you know, and the guy, and instead of the woman mediating, she was the one throwing out all the insults, and now they're both dead. All right, those two people have passed on. They were both shot to death. All right, the woman point blank in the face, all right, by AR-15, handgun, and then an AR-15 straight to the face, blew her face off. Okay, so that shows you, you know, that's what happens when everything gets out of order. Okay, so again, 1 Corinthians 11:3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. Okay, so there's an order, all right, and it's a fine order, all right, it's not bad. All right, it's not something to complain about. It's fine. It's perfect. It's the way it is. That's how it's supposed to be. All right, you know, I said fine, but I really should have said great. All right, fine as in, you know, it's not grievous. It shouldn't be grievous. And the only reason you women really in the first place think that is because you've been told by other women that it's a bad position. All right, and you know who those other women were? Originally, they were Edomites. All right, that didn't want to do their position as a woman. All right, and they've destroyed you. Here you are, a royal, you know, a royal family. All right, a so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we're the Israelites. Okay, and you're letting some fucking simpleton cretin, all right, some peasant, tell you how to, you know, here they are. They're destroying you because here you are. You've had this loving relationship with your husband. all right, and you were subject unto him, all right, and he was over you, all right, and he leaded you, and you helped him, all right, and you kept things in the household in check, and he did too, and you had a good dynamic, and you had the kids had both a father and a mother, all right, and everything was great, all right, and then you started falling after these heathen women, all right, originally all the way back in biblical times, started going off, all right, started doing as if the nations were doing, all right, and now look what the state we're in, man, all right, it's terrible, all right, it's terrible. So you don't want to fall after them, all right? Look, these heathens don't even look at Moab, man. They don't even like their own men. Okay, these aren't people to fall after. Look at how Edomites treat their men. All right, it's they're very ruling and controlling. They don't do it in such a condescending tone as the so-called black women. All right, but they're basically role reversal. All right, and the Edomite kingdom, yeah, this kingdom right now is the kingdom of Edomites. All right, Babylon the Great. All right, aka America. All right, and their kingdom, there's role reversal. All right, the woman's the man and the man's the woman. All right, you'll see it. The man will be it's just bad. It's just bad. You've seen it. I don't have to describe it. Walking around with their head down while their woman's barking orders at them. All right, Jake does it too, but they do it in a worse way. All right, because Jake is always tries to do it the most worst way they possibly can. So we got what leader is. All right, we got what that means. All right, so and let's get Isaiah 3 and 12. And then we'll talk about something. Isaiah 3 and verse 12. All right, so Isaiah 3 and verse 12 reads, and this is the exact state of things, how things are, because Babylon's messed you up, all right? You messed you women up, and it's messed the men up too. It's not just the women, all right? Like, this isn't a lesson to get on women, all right? It's a lesson to get on that woman, all right, that made that, saying, oh, you're this, that, and that, and the past bros. All right, well, the reason that those guys are doing that is because those women haven't been, as messed up as the Babylonian women. All right, the women in America, they haven't been as messed up. Okay, so and a lot of those women still have a womanly mindset. The Babylonian women, for the most part, don't have a womanly mindset anymore. All right, you go over to places like Saudi Arabia or India or certain other places. All right, and these women, their whole goal in life is to have a husband. All right, to marry, to have children, and to serve their husband, and it makes them feel good. Over here, and you've been taught that that's not a good thing. All right, you've been taught that that's a bad thing. All right, so they've messed your mind up, man. All right, you got to come out of that. All right, that's that Babylonian mindset. That's that Babylonian wine. All right, you got to leave that alone. All right, you can't touch that. Okay, because it's gonna have your mind messed up. It's gonna have you thinking good is bad and bad is good. All right, for example, you follow after the same things, saying women, they shouldn't be doing this. Women should be doing this and, living free and doing whatever they want and not under control of a man. Or you're listening to that, all right? But at the same time, you realize they're also saying men should be women, women should be men, all right? And that it's okay for, them to get with children, all right? And these are the same people that are, drinking the blood of children and, making them go to disappear and, going to, Stein's Island, all right, you know who I'm talking about, Steen's Island, all right, so, and going and doing all these different weirdo things, all right, in Hollywood, these are the same people that are telling you these things, all right, and you wouldn't trust them for certain things, all right, if they told you to say, oh, cut your finger off and you'll live healthier, would you believe them? No, you wouldn't, but you believe them in another poisonous task of, separating yourself from the man. All right, that's an extremely poisonous task, and it's ruining our society. It's ruining the next generations because the children aren't coming out right. The children are worse than they've ever been. All right, and they've planted that seed in the minds of women and men. All right, saying the women do this and do that, and the men go off and leave and don't take care of your children. All right, they've planted the seed. All right, and you got to come out of that mindset, especially when you woke up into the truth. All right, the whole goal of coming to the truth. All right, well, serving Yahweh Shemi Shai, of course, but one of the first things you have to do to pursue that goal is to put off the old man and put on the new. All right, so bear with me just a moment. So those are the things you gotta realize, man. All right. So and I gotta hurry up. I didn't realize of course, unfortunately, all right, I gotta go and head down to the plantation today. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, all right? That's what I got to do, all right? Because hey, that puts food in my wife's mouth. Okay, so that's how it goes, all right? And whatever else, all right? So, as this is Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. All right, so there you go. So, and that's the thing. Women are trying to rule over men, and that's just not the way it is. There's nothing bad about, down here I have it highlighted that women have their own important roles in the kingdom. Okay? They do. All right? So, let's continue on. Let's get Isaiah 8:20. We got to, go a little faster than I would like through some of these. But let's get 8:20. All right? And how long have we been going? 30 minutes. Well, that's good. All right, so Isaiah 8:20 reads, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them." And that's referring to the woman that was making that video. And again, Slacky, I'd love to have been able to show that. All right, now I know in the future, if I can remember, I need to download those videos, man, because they've been hitting the brothers hard. And Lord willing, Elder Yashua Wamba out of GMS Dallas, Lord willing, he'll be able to, get one of those up and running again. All right, they've been messing with brothers a lot. All right, we've all been going through it. I had a period of time where my lessons were being silenced and muted. All right, they weren't uploading. All right, or this or that or the other, man. It's just always some shit, and that's just how it is. All right, brothers' accounts going down. All right, I try to bounce between multiple different accounts, but you never know if you're gonna upload a video one day and you just get a permaban, instant ban, boom, no warnings, no strikes, just instant ban. That can happen, man. All right, you said something, that they considered was especially heinous. All right, and just delete your channel outright. All right, it's always sad and it hurts when that happens, because we spend time building these channels up, man. All right, like I have over 400 videos on this channel right now. All right, and some of those I don't necessarily have backups of. Okay, so I have a lot of them. All right, a lot of the ones that are made on the desktop backed up. But a lot of these ones that I've made on the tablet or otherwhere, I don't have anywhere to store them, all right, because they can't take up space on the phone or the tablet, so they got to get deleted. All right, so the only place for them to be is online, all right? Or, and you could spend all your time downloading them, but hey, man, at the end of the day, we can just put out another lesson at the same time, okay? So again, to the law and to the testimony, Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. So there you go. Let's get Revelation 1 and 1 through 5. All right, Revelation 1 and 1 through 5. It says, let's see, making sure this is the right one. Bear with me. Is this the right one? Am I tripping? Ah. Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, I was speaking of the 144, so Slovakia. So, showing you, all right, that, we'll read it, all right. So Revelation 14 and 1, it says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads." Okay, so Yahweh's name written in their foreheads. It says, "And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These were they which were," and this is showing you that these are going to be co-rulers with, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, with Yahweh Shai, they're going to be co-rulers ruling in the kingdom, the 144,000, right? And it's going to show you what gender they were, all right? It says, and I think it already did, not yet, but it says, these were they that were not defiled with women. All right. It says, for they are virgins. All right, and this doesn't mean that they've never laid with a woman. All right, this is speaking of, you know, they're pure. All right, not speaking of they never had sexual relationships with a woman. That's not what it's speaking of. It says, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men. Men, all right, and they're not defiled with women. All right, so showing you that, you know, it's speaking of men here. All right, being the first fruits unto the Most High and unto the Lamb. Okay, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. All right, so there you go. Let's go to Revelation 5 and 10. Show you that. So those are co-rulers with Yahweh Shai. All right, and the elect will be as well, but you know, most notably, you know, the 144, right? All right, check it out. Revelation 5 and 10, it says, and has made us, we want to read up, verse 9, all right, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation, and has made us our powers, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. All right, so there you go. Kings and priests are males. All right, if you look up king, all right, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, come on, what is a king?
Here's what I found.
Define king.
As a noun, king means the male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right of birth. Do you want to hear the next one?
No. No, you're good. Go away. Come on. There we go. So there you go. Male ruler. A male ruler. A male ruler. All right. And hey, you women are going to have excellent positions. Look, I just looked this up. We'll wade through some of them. All right, this is from the other day. It's called Beautiful Christian Life, so it's, of course, it's a Christian site. But 12 wonderful responsibilities the Most High has given to women. All right? And it has scriptures. All right? To love, believe, and respect the Lord. Right? To support the gospel work of the church. All right? What is this talking about? That's true, you know, and to support the gospel and the work of the church, you know, another thing, women can, you know, they make garments for the brothers, all right? That's another thing, you know, you're supporting the ministry in that way, right? Be diligent in her vocations. To be a wife, that's the big one, right? It says to be a mother, that's beautiful. That's, you know, some women, you know, that's all they want in life is just to be a mother. All right, and there's these women out here that are just pissing it away. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, that's a curse. That's a curse. All right, and there's these women that they can't have babies, all right, which is a curse to them, really. But they can't have babies, all right, and you know that's all they wanted to do in life was to be a mother, all right, and so that shows you to care for her household. There you go. All right, a wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one plucketh it down. All right, and these I don't know what translation that's using it, but I gave you the King James version. All right, to be a helper to her husband, yeah. To love and respect her husband, to submit to her husband, to be respectable, to learn quietly in the church, to teach which is good. All right, and you know, not teaching as in teaching, you know, on a podium or going and making lessons like this or on the highways and byways, but you know, they teach the children, all right, and the other women. All right, they can't teach women, but they can't teach men, but they can teach the other women. All right, and they can talk about it together. All right, so you know, and that's that. All right, and you women, and we're gonna leave off on a note. And you women that are in order, all right, don't let this throw you down. But I'm just touching this for the women that are unruly. All right, this is for the unruly women, not you sisters in this truth that are behaving accordingly and in order. All right, so if you're behaving in order and you're in this truth, right, and you're taking care of your man, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then guess what? Hey, this is not for you. This is for the women that don't want no man. All right, they say fuck them kids. They want abortions and all this stuff, and they don't want to be a wife. They don't have children. They don't want to be locked down with a man right now. This is for them. All right, this is speaking of Jacob's trouble, all right, in those end days, all right, when things get bad. Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women, that's a complete number, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name, right? To take away our approach. They're going, please, 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 and because that they know that's these women are going to be getting saved through elect men, okay? So, and some, there's elect women, all right, but some of these women, some wives will be saved through their husband, okay? So, you gotta realize, your mindset's gonna change in those end days. Oh, we're rulers, we're bad bitches, all right, we're a savage, all right, you can't rule me. Your mindset's gonna change, okay? And if not, you're gonna die. All right, again, for you orderly women, this is not for you, but for you unorderly women, all right, you bad bitches, you Laquishas and Tyras that don't need no man, and all they care about is partying, shaking their ass. All right, this is for you. Once again, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So there you go. There you go. So that's been the lesson. All right, we touched on, so again, so-called black women. All right, we just put black women in the title. All right, so-called black women. All right, we can put that. So-called black women, all right, will not be leaders in the kingdom. All right. I want to put more, but they have their own important task. All right. But yeah, so-called black women will not be leaders in the kingdom. All right. But, not going to be making rules and ruling over and doing all this stuff. No, but you have other beautiful tasks. We just got a whole bunch of them. Okay? So, hey, man, just let that be that. Okay? You don't need to be in a position of rulership to be considered good. You're still beautiful. We love you, right? That's how it goes. All right? But, at the same time, you're not supposed to be in a position of leadership or rulership. That's just not how it goes, man. All right? It's just not how it goes. All right? So, that's been the lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught me this truth to rule well. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, shalom.